So our next topic that we're going to cover is our coast side. And the woman that I am going to bring up, I heard at a recent Silicon Valley Community Foundation event where she spoke in front of a group of probably, I'm guessing, some of the wealthiest and most influential people in this region. She told her story. The tears were literally streaming down my face. And I called Judith Guerrero with Coastside Hope. And I said, Judith, will you please come and do a THRED talk? Folks, Judith Guerrero and Coastside Hope.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. When Roseanne called and said that I would be talking to 200 people, I hesitated. But she said you would be talking to 200 people who are friendly. And I did see a lot of familiar faces before getting up here. But I'm still nervous. This is the first time I speak to this many people. And one of my characteristics is to be introverted. So this is a little hard for me, but here we go. You would think that it would be easier to come up here and tell you my story, and I rewrote what I'm going to talk about 5 times. And I made my staff listen to what I was saying to make sure that it made sense. But I'm going to share with you how my community and the organization that I work for have shaped who I am and have given me the ability to pay it forward. To tell you about my community, as Roseanne mentioned, I do not only work in the coast, but I also live on the coast. And I moved to the coast when I was 11 years old. Don't do the math, because I'm past the time that you ask how old I am. And we moved to the coast. My family are farm workers. My grandparents were farm workers, and my mom still remains working on the farms until today. Half Moon Bay is a beautiful community, and I think we all go and love the beaches. But there's a lot of underneath, besides, and beneath the community that you don't always get to see. And I do get to see that on a daily basis with the work that I do at Coastside Hope. Beneath the beautiful beaches and the great dining options, we have a troubled economy. The coast lacks economic diversity. We depend on tourism, agriculture, fishing. All these industries were heavily affected during the pandemic, during the natural disasters, and lately, what I call man-made disasters, which is gun violence. According to the most recent data from the census, in order to survive in San Mateo County, a family of 4 must earn $150,000. I would be safe to say that that's not the case in my community. My community members are either struggling to make a living or living in poverty by San Mateo County standards. It was during these past 4 years that I've been serving as an executive director of this organization that I had the ability to pay it forward. And you'll get to hear a little bit about how I'm getting it to pay it forward thanks to Coastside Hope as well. My role at Coastside Hope allowed me to be part of the solution during the pandemic, a support system during the fires, and a member of the support system for all the organizations that were providing assistance to the farm workers that were affected by the tragedy. For those of you who don't know much about Coastside Hope, we are one of the core agencies. Hopefully you do know a lot about the core agencies because there's 8 of us. We serve what the county has designated as the mid-coast. Our mission is to provide necessities to enhance the quality of life for all of our neighbors. On a daily basis, we provide rental assistance, utilities assistance, food. We have a very small pantry, but it serves our community, and case management for the various complex needs of our community. In September of this year, I will be celebrating 10 years of working in the nonprofit world. I can easily tell you that the past 4 years have been the most impactful and the most rewarding in my career. During the pandemic, I managed to encourage or force or ask, whatever you want to call it, my team to keep our doors open. And when I mean our doors open, I mean literally open. We didn't close during the pandemic. We were in our offices every day because we understood that our community would not be able to work in the technology world. And there's a lot of challenges that the coast still faces when it comes to technology. We still have internet outages for more than a day. We, as I mentioned, during the fires, we were also able to provide support system to our sister agency on the South Coast, which is Puente. With a small team, Coastside Hope serves 3,500 individuals every fiscal year. I take great pride in being part of a team member at Coastside Hope, because Coastside Hope has given me more than a job for the last 4 years. At some point, they provided services for my mother and my grandparents. And when I graduated from high school, they gave me a scholarship to attend college. It was a $5,000 scholarship, and at that point, college was a lot more affordable. Again, don't do the math. Thanks to the scholarship and the values that my mother instilled in me, which I think she was friends with Tim's mom, I was able to excel educationally and professionally. I am the first one in my family to achieve higher education and the first one in my family to hold a leadership position in an organization. Every time my team opens the doors, we provide opportunities of growth for our community. Why does my story matter, and why should it matter to you? Well, it should matter because Coastside Hope and the Coastside are a big part of San Mateo County. And in order for San Mateo County to thrive and survive, we need everyone. And as I end, and as I was reflecting, I thought, what are some of the concepts that I would want to show with my story, with the work that I do in my community? And the word resiliency, community, and paying it forward came to mind. I'm very thankful that Coastside Hope was there when my family needed it, and was there when I wanted to go to college and didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. And now I get the opportunity to do that for everyone else in our community, and hopefully encourage more of the youth in our community to do the same. Thank you.